We're fine. Definitely disappointed in the loss, like any loss would be. But we know what kind of team we have, and throughout that course of a game, we knew we could have done some things differently that could have changed the outcome of the game. But overall, we know it just starts with ourselves. We've been hurting ourselves a lot, and if we can just get those things corrected, then we can have a great rest of the season.
What have you seen out of Patrick that would give you the impression that he would be better in this situation if he was more prepared?
Yeah, I think, it's just it's one of those things. I mean, he's the backup. He knows it's David's job, and, it's something that's new to him. I mean, he's been a starter his entire life, his entire career, so it's just something that he's got to learn. This was our 4th game of the year, so it's the 4th time he's been a backup. So, maybe prepare a little bit differently in the future. But as far as him just being a competitor, he wanted to go out there and win, and I felt like he was comfortable in that. I don't think he was too nervous. I mean, there's obviously going to be nerves, but I mean, from perspective as a teammate, I felt like he wanted to go out there and do his absolute best, but just maybe, didn't turn out the way that it could. Yeah, I think just in general, we need to cut down penalties from the beginning. Obviously, Kansas State's a team that's not going to hurt themselves, and they've done that over the years. They've had great discipline, and we know that they don't do anything that's going to surprise teams. Everybody knows kind of what they're going to do, but they execute, and they have great technique, and they don't have those penalties. So definitely, we're going to have to go out there and play as mistake-free as possible to be able to give ourselves a chance. We've done that as the rest of the captains. We've done that. Coaches have done that. But it all just comes down to an individual going out there and playing his technique and not making those mistakes. I mean, as a team, there's not anything that you can do special to change this. It's got to be the individual person, because he's the one that has to go out there and focus with whatever, with a holding or blocking the back or whatever it may be. It's that individual. So it's just everybody being on the same page and being able to depend on the next guy to focus even harder, when things may get tough, so that we don't make these mistakes. And we definitely want to change that, and we'll maybe we improve on it in the future, maybe use it as a learning lesson. But we definitely, that's something that is going to be big for us the rest of the year.
To grow up as a team, talk about the challenge of that going into this week.
Like I said, Kansas State's a great team, and they're not going to surprise us, and we need to prepare to go out there and compete with that team. We're going to have to play our best game because they are a great ball club, and especially going to be on the road. It's going to be big for us as well. But it's definitely, it's our 5th game now. Freshmen are no longer freshmen, and sophomores no longer sophomores. I mean, this is pretty much almost the middle of the season, so the guys need to grow up and just realize. I mean, we've had 4 games already, and we're 2-2 now, and we know that we can be a lot better than 2-2 at this point in the season. And so collectively, like I said, the mood around here is great. I don't think it's there's nobody down and be like, this is going to be a terrible season or anything like that. We know that we can go out there and still compete in this league, in this conference, and this conference we can still go out there and win it. So that's our plan going forward. We have 1 loss in the Big 12, so be it. We got to move on and worry about the rest of them now.
Just being on the same levels as your safeties, corners, just communicating. That's something that we always try and practice. Something that just building trust with each other. That's a big part. Just knowing that you're gonna have somebody behind you whenever you mess up. So communication is always important. So that will carry over into Kansas.
You guys obviously, got a couple turnovers on defense last week, gave up some big plays. How would you grade the defensive performance against Oklahoma State?
Overall, I feel like our defense was flying around. I feel like they did a good job getting to the ball. Oklahoma State, they made more plays when the ball was in the air than we did. So I feel like that's something that we have to practice, just finishing every play. But as far as like being in position and everybody being where they're supposed to be, I felt like we did a great job of that.
How much different was the defense with Coach Smith running it? Could you tell there was a difference on Thursday night on the field?
Yes, I could. Personally, I just feel like, we weren't getting coached at. I feel like he was actually part of the team. Like, he was right out there with us. He just kept being positive, kept encouraging us. So that was important to me.
Be covering Lockett?
I'm not sure. I'm sure at some point in the game I will, but we haven't really discussed anything in the game plan yet. So. Oh yeah, yeah. He's a great receiver. He's fast too. So, you know, we're gonna have to bring our A game.
Contained Oklahoma State pretty well, but then when Oklahoma State got it going, they were really able to report on quickly. Have you noticed anything, any specific common denominators for fans when they were able to find the rhythm of defense?
Yeah, like you said, they were making plays, and whenever they started making plays, they continue to make plays. So, like I said, we just gotta step up and do our part as a defense. Whenever the ball's in the air, we gotta go get it. Whenever the ball's on the ground, you gotta dive after it. So, just like they make plays, we can make plays. It's just a matter of finishing.